Hello everyone, this is Jennifer. So in this video we're going to look into compound interest. So compound interest is basically wherein interest is charged on your amount and interest keeps accumulating or increasing every year. So interest is calculated under compound interest on a basis of yearly basis or half yearly or quarterly. So interest is calculated on a principal amount and as on the accumulated interest on the previous period. The interest at the end of the period is added automatically to the principal and the amount thus obtained is principal for the next year. The interest thus obtained is compound interest. For example, in the first year we get an interest amount. So that interest amount will be added to your principal amount and that total will be the principal for the next year's compound interest calculation. The interest thus obtained is compound interest. This is called interest on interest. You keep adding your interest on interest. You keep multiplying your interest. Hence it is called as interest on interest. So the compound interest can also be known as interest on interest. Compound interest can be calculated yearly, half yearly, quarterly or monthly. So what is the formula to calculate compound interest? Amount is equal to principal plus rate divided by 100 to the power of time. Okay, so this is the calculation or the formula used for the calculation of amount. So how do you basically calculate compound interest? Amount minus principal. So the amount formula is principal into 1 plus r divided by 100 to the power of n minus principal. So the compound interest is equal to, when you take principal as a common factor outside, so principal into 1 plus r divided by 100 to the power of n minus 1. Okay, so let us move on to the first question. Calculate the amount and the compound interest on rupees 7,500 in 2 years and at 6% compounded annually. So this is an annual basis. So what have they given in the question? Principal 7,500, time is 2 years and the rate of interest is 6%. So now we are supposed to calculate the amount and compound interest. And what have they given for n is nothing but your t, which is 2 years. So amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r by 100 to the power of n. When you substitute the figures in the formula, so which is amount is equal to 7,500 into 1 plus 6 by 100 to the power of 2. A is equal to 7,500 into 1.06 to the power of 2. So 100 plus 6, 106 divided by 100, you get 1.06 to the power of 2, which is square. So A is equal to 7,500 into 1.06 square is 1.1236. So the amount is 8,427. How do you calculate compound interest? Amount minus principal. You have your amount figure 8,427 minus your principal amount, which is 7,500. So your compound interest is 947 rupees. Therefore, required amount is rupees 8,427 and the compound interest is rupees 947. So our next question, what would be the amount of compound interest on rupees 5,000 at 5% rate of interest per annum for 3 years? So your principal is 5,000, rate of interest is 5% and the time or n is equal to 3 years. You are supposed to calculate your compound interest. A is equal to P into 1 plus R divided by 100 to the power of n. A is equal to 5,000 into 1 plus 5 divided by 100 to the power of 3. A is equal to 5,000 into, how do you get this is 100 plus, when we take the LCM as 100, so 100 plus 5, 105 divided by 100, you get 1.05 to the power of cube. So 5,000 into 1.57625. So the amount is 5,788.125. You have a decimal point there. So compound interest is amount minus principal. 5,788.125 minus 5,000. So your compound interest is 788.125 rupees. So your third question is, find the compound interest on rupees 1,000 for 3 years at 5% per annum. So your principal is given, rate of interest is given, time is given. So you can calculate it. Either you can calculate first the amount and then by minusing your principal you can calculate, or you can use the formula directly with taking principal as a common factor. So your compound interest is equal to principal into 1 plus r by 100 to the power of n minus 1. So 1000 into 1 plus 5 divided by 100 to the power of cube minus 1. So 105 divided by 100 is 1.05 cube minus 1. So 1000 into 0.1576. So the compound interest is 157.625. So you multiply 1000 into it. So our next question, find the compound interest on rupees 20,000 at 6% per annum for 4 years. What is the simple interest on the same amount? So you're supposed to calculate your compound interest and also you're supposed to calculate your simple interest in the question. So what is given in the question? Principal is equal to rupees 20,000, rate is equal to 6% per annum, time is equal to 4 years, compound interest you don't know, and you're supposed to calculate your simple interest also. So when you calculate your compound interest, your principal into 1 plus r divided by 100 to the power of n minus 1. So when you implement the formula, you get 20,000 into 1 plus 6 divided by 100 to the power of 4 minus 1. So 20,000 into 106 divided by 100, you get the factor into 4 to the power of 4, you get 1.2624 minus 1. So 20,000 into 0.26240, the compound interest is 5,248. Now you're supposed to calculate your simple interest. Use the same method. Implement your formula. So formula is PTR by 100. So PTR is equal to 20,000 into 4 into 6 divided by 100. So simple interest is equal to 4,800. So our next question, find the difference between simple interest and compound interest on rupees 3,000 in 3 years at 4% per annum. So you're supposed to find out the difference between the simple interest and compound interest. The same way how we did our previous problem, same way you calculate your compound interest and you calculate your simple interest. So your compound interest is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power of n minus 1. So 3000 into 1 plus 4 divided by 100 to the power of cube minus 1. So 3000 into 0.124864. So your compound interest is 374.59. So your simple interest formula is PTR by 100. So when you implement your figures, you get 3000 into 3 into 4 divided by 100. Simple interest is equal to 360. The difference between compound interest and simple interest is, compound interest we have 374.59 minus 360, which is our simple interest. So the difference is 14.59. So your compound interest is greater than your simple interest. So our next question, calculate the compound interest accrued on rupees 6,000 in 3 years, compounded yearly if the rates for the succession years are 5%, 8% and 10% respectively. So what is given in the question? Principal you have 6,000, rate of interest for the first year they have given it as 5%, second year is 8% and third year is 10%. So your formula will go like this. Amount is equal to principal into 1 plus R1 divided by 100 into 1 plus R2 divided by 100 into 1 plus R3 divided by 100. Since the rate of interest is changing every year, so when you implement your figures in the formula, your rate of interest for the first year it be 5%, second year 8 and third year 10. So when you solve it out, 105 divided by 100 is 1.05, 108 divided by 100 is 1.08, 110 divided by 100 is 1.1. So A is equal to 6000 into your amounts. So when you multiply it, you get amount is equal to 7484.4. So your compound interest is amount minus principal, 7484.4 minus 6000. So your compound interest is 1484.4. Therefore compound interest is 1484.4. So your next question, find the compound interest on rupees 10,000 for 2 years at the rate of 4% per annum payable half yearly basis. So if you see, this question is based on half yearly. So you're given what is given in the question, principal 10,000 rupees, n or time is equal to 2 years, which is half yearly basis. We are supposed to calculate our compound interest. Rate is 4% per annum. So amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r divided by 100. So since it is half yearly basis, the rate of interest percent is divided by 2 and the number of years is multiplied by 2. So your formula goes like this. So A is equal to 10,000 into 1 plus 4 divided by 2 into 100 into to the power of 2 into 2. So A is equal to 10,000 into 1 plus 2 divided by 100 into to the power of 4, because so 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, so 2 divided by 100. A is equal to 10,000 into 1.02. So 102 by 100 is equal to 1.02 to the power of 4. Amount is equal to 10,000 into 1.08243. So amount is equal to 10,824.3. Rate is divided by 2 and n is multiplied by 4. So when it is quarterly basis, rate will be divided by 2 and n will be multiplied by 4, which is in your formula. So here it is half yearly basis, so rate is divided by 2 and n is multiplied by 2. So compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. So compound interest is equal to the amount that we calculated. We got it as 10,824.3 minus 10,000 is your principal. So your compound interest is 824.3. Your next question, Mrs. Sheila borrowed rupees 30,000 for 6 years. Calculate compound interest at 12% per annum reckoned quarterly. So here if you see, it is on quarterly basis. You're supposed to calculate the compound interest on quarterly basis. If it is on quarterly basis, in a quarter there are 4 things. So basically a quarter is 1/4 of a year. So you just multiply the number of years into 4 and you're supposed to divide the rate of interest by 4. Since it is quarterly. If it is half yearly, then it is n into 2 r divided by 2. So when you have the formula for quarterly basis will be A is equal to P into 1 plus r divided by 4 into 100 to the power of n into 4, because a quarterly is equal to 4 times of a year. Sorry, not 4 times of year, 1/4 of a year. So A is equal to 30,000 into 1 plus 12 divided by 4 into 100 to the power of 6 into 4. So when you solve it out, you get 30,000 into 1 plus 3 divided by 100 to the power of 24. So A is equal to 30,000 into 1.03 to the power of 24. A is equal to 30,000 into 2.0327. So the amount is equal to 60,981. So compound interest is equal to amount minus principal, 60,981, which we found out, minus your and as your principal amount 30,000. So your compound interest is equal to 30,981. Or there is another method for finding it out. So principal is equal to 30,000, time is equal to, they have given 6 years. So 6 into 4, how many quarters do we get? 24 quarter years. So rate of interest is equal to 12%. So for per annum it is 12%. So on quarterly basis, if you have to convert it, it's 12 by 4, which is 3% quarterly. Now we're supposed to calculate our compound interest. So amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r by 100 to the power of n. A is equal to 30,000 into 1 plus 3 by 100 to the power of 24. Amount is equal to 30,000 into 1.03 to the power of 24. Amount is equal to 60,981. So your compound interest is equal to amount minus principal, 60,981 minus 30,000. So you get 30,981. By both the methods you get the same answer, which is 30,981. So your compound interest is 30,981. So in your previous method also, if you see, you've got 30,981, and in the current method also your compound interest is equal to rupees 30,981. So always we will find out the amount and then we will minus it with the principal in order to find out the compound interest. This is a simple method, or if you want to directly find it out the compound interest, you can use the formula directly. That time also the compound interest, the value, you will get it as the same amount, which is 30,981. So your next question, what sum of money will amount to rupees 9,261 in 3 years at 5% per annum compound interest? So what have they given in the question? Amount is 9,261. They have given the amount. So time is 3 years. Rate of interest is 5%. Now you're supposed to find out what is the principal amount, what sum of money. So which means you're supposed to find out the principal amount. So when you put that in your formula, amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r divided by 100 to the power of n. So when you substitute the values, you get 9,261 is equal to p into 1.05 to the power of 3. So 9,261 is equal to p into 1.1576. Therefore principal is equal to, when multiplication comes towards the other side of the other side, it will become the division. So 9,261 divided by 1.1576. Therefore your principal is 8,000.17. So the sum of money is 8,000 when you round it off. So our next question, on what sum does the difference between simple interest and compound interest for 2 years at 4% amount to rupees 4? Let sum of money be rupees 100. So we assume the principal amount, that is the sum of money, to be 100. So time is equal to 2 years. They have given the question. Rate of interest is 4%. So as simple interest is equal to PTR by 100. Simple interest, what have they given? 8 rupees. So when you put that 100 into 2 into 4 divided by 100, you get simple interest to be 8. So now compound interest. Let us find out the compound interest with this formula. So So principal into 1 plus r divided by 100 to the power of n minus 1, which is equal to 100 into 1 plus 4 divided by 100 to the power square minus 1. 100 into 1.04 square minus 1. 100 is equal to 0.0816. So compound interest is 8.16. Now they have, what is the difference between a compound interest and simple interest? 8.16 minus 8, which is 0.16. If the difference is 0.16, then principal is 100. So what if the difference is 4? That is what they are telling in the question. So which amounts to the difference between simple interest and compound interest is 4. So if the difference is 4, then what is your principal? Cross multiply. So 4 into 100 divided by 0.16, which is equal to 2500. Therefore your principal amount is 2500. So your next question. So our next question: in what period of time will rupees 12,000 yield rupees 3,972 as compound interest at 10% if compounded on yearly basis? So principal is 12,000. It will yield 3,972 as compound interest. So what period of time? Here we are supposed to find out the number of years. On yearly basis we have told, so it is on yearly basis, per annum, how many years it is. So what is given in the question? Principal is equal to rupees 12,000, compound interest is 3,972, rate is 10%. you are supposed to find out the n. Amount is equal to principal plus compound interest. So amount is equal to 12,000 plus 3,972. Amount is equal to 15,972. So how do we basically get our amount? Principal plus the interest that we pay, that is our amount. So if you implement that, so now if you implement this in the formula, we can find out the power of n. So A is equal to principal into 1 plus r divided by 100 to the power of n. 15,972 is equal to 12,000 into 1 plus 10 divided by 100 to the power of n. So 1.1 to the power of n is equal to 15,972 divided by, so when it comes to the other sign, it will become a division sign from multiplication. So divided by 12,000. So 1.1 to the power of n is equal to 1.331. So taking logarithms on both the sides. So when we take it as logarithms on both the side, okay, so it can be put up as log 1.331 is equal to n. So your power will come down n log 1.1. Okay, so now you are supposed to find the value of log. So in your calculators you can put log, you will have a symbol called log, so you can calculate in that. Log into 1.331, if you put, you will get the value as 0.12417, and log 1.1 value is 0.041. Therefore n is equal to 0.12417 divided by 0.041. n is equal to 3.02. So our next question: in how many years will be rupees 2,000 amount to rupees 2,432 at 4% per annum compound interest? So what have they given? Principal they have given, amount they have given, rate of interest they have given. You're supposed to find out the number of years, same way how we did the previous problem. So amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r into divided by 100 to the power of n. 2,432 is equal to 2,000 into 1 plus 4 divided by 100 to the power of n. So 2,432 divided by 2,000 into 1.04 to the power of n. Now what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to take the log. When you take the log, it will be n log 1.04 is equal to log 1.216. So when the value of 1.04 log is n into 0.017 and the value of log 1.216 is 0.084993. You can basically find this out in your calculator itself, in your scientific calculator. So n is equal to 0.08493 divided by 0.017. So n is equal to 4.99, which is equal to 5 years. So our next question: in what time will rupees 1,200 amount to rupees 1,323 at 5% compound interest? So principal they have given, rate of interest they have given, amount they have given. So you're supposed to find out the time. So you can use the amount formula, so which is equal to amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r divided by 100 to the power of n. So if you implement the values, you get this. So 1,323 is equal to 1,200 into 1 plus 5 divided by 100 to the power of n. So when this comes to the other side, it will become division sign. So 21 divided by 20 to the power of n. 5 ones are 5 20s are. So 21 divided by 20 to the power of n. So 441 divided by 400. So when you divide it, so which can be formed out with finding out the factors for both. So 441, if you find out, the factors are 3 into 3 into 7 into 7 divided by 400. The factors are 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 5 into 5 is equal to 21 divided by 20 to the power of n. So 3 square into 7 square divided by 2 square into 2 square into 5 square, which is equal to 21 divided by 20 to the power of n. So which you can put it as 3 sevens are 21. 21 square divided by 20 square is equal to 21 divided by 20 to the power of n. So the value is, the number of years is 2 years. So in this way also you can find it out by finding out the factors. So our next question: Ramesh lends rupees 15,000 for 2 years at a certain rate of compound interest. If after 2 years it amounts to rupees 16,224, find the rate of compound interest. The principal they have given it as 15,000, time is 2 years, which is n, and amount is 16,224. Now you're supposed to find out the rate of interest. From here it moves on to finding out the rate of interest problems. So amount is equal to principal into 1 by r, 1 plus r by 100 to the power of n. So 16,224 is equal to 15,000 into 1 plus r by 100 to the power of square. So 16,224 divided by 15,000 is equal to 1 plus r divided by 100 to the power of 2. So 6,076 divided by 625 is equal to 1 plus r divided by 100 the whole square. So you can put this, find out the factors, then multiply the factors in order to get a value which is equal to the square root. So when you find it out in the same way how we did in the previous problem, you get 26 square divided by 25 square. Therefore, when the square and square get cancelled, so 1 plus r divided by 100, which is equal to 26 divided by 25. So r by 100 is equal to 26 divided by 25 minus 1. So r by 100 is equal to 26 minus 25 divided by 25, which is LCM. So r by 100 is equal to 1 by 25. Therefore, r is equal to 100 by 25. So r is equal to 4%. So our next question: a man borrowed rupees 62,500 from a bank. After 2 years, he paid rupees 67,600 in full settlement of his department. Find the rate of compound interest. So what is your principal that they have given in the question? 62,500. The amount is 67,600. Number of years is 2 years. Rate you're supposed to find out. So the formula used, we can use the amount formula itself. So principal into 1 by 1 plus 1 by r 1 plus r by 100 to the power of n. 67,600, which is equal to 62,500 into 1 plus r by 100 to the power of 2. 67,600 divided by 62,500, which is equal to 1 plus r by 100 to the power of 2. So this can be brought down to a factorization, and the square root of 26 square is 67,600 and 25 square is 62,500, because here we have the square root in order to have the same base, which is equal to 1 plus r by 100 to the whole square. So now we have a common power. So when the power gets cancelled, square and square gets cancelled. 1 plus r by 100 is equal to 26 by 25. So r by 100 is equal to 26 by 25 minus 1. So when you have your LCM as 25, 26 minus 1, you get 1. So r is equal to 100 by 25, r is equal to 4. Therefore your rate of interest is 4% per annum. Find the rate of interest if the sum rupees 100 amounts to 201.05 in 6 years. What is given in the question? Your principal is 100 rupees. Amount is 201.05. Time is equal to 6 years. Rate we are supposed to find out. Use the same formula however we did that previous problem. Amount is equal to principal plus into 1 plus r by 100 to the power of n. 201.05 is equal to r is equal to 100 into 1 plus r by 100 to the power of 6. So 201.05 by 100 is equal to 1 plus 1 divided by 100 to the power of 6. So 201.05 is equal to 1 plus r by 100 to the power of 6. Taking logarithms on both sides, we get log 201.05, which is equal to 6. Your power comes down, 6 log into 1 plus r by 100. So the log of this number is, when you put it up in your calculator, you will get the value as 0.3033, which is equal to 6 log into 1 plus r by 100. So 0.3033 divided by 6 when it moves to the other side is equal to log into 1 plus r by 100. So 0.05055, which is equal to log 1 plus r by 100, taking anti-log on both the sides. So when you find out the value of anti-log value in your logarithms table, you get it as 1.124, which is equal to 1 plus r by 100. So r by 100 is equal to 1.124 minus 1. R by 100 is equal to 0.124. R is equal to 0.124 into 100. So the rate of interest is 12.4% per annum. Your next question. A sum of money doubles itself in 12 and a half years at a certain rate of percent on simple interest. How long will it take to double itself in the same rate of compound interest? So you're supposed to find out how long will it take to double itself in compound interest. So let the sum of money be principal, which is equal to 100. It is your case 1, which is doubling itself in simple interest. So your principal is equal to 100, amount is equal to 200. When it doubles itself, it becomes 200. So time is equal to 12.5 years. That's what they have given. 12.5, if you put it up to your normal fractions, you'll get it as 12 2s are 24, 24 plus 1, 25 divided by 2 years. R is equal to question mark. So simple interest is equal to A minus B. Simple interest is equal to 200 minus 100, which is equal to 100. So simple interest is equal to PTR by 100. So now the unknown value is R. So which is equal to simple interest into 100 divided by PT. So just bringing R to your left hand side and bringing simple interest to your right hand side. So when you take it up, you get this formula. So R is equal to 100 into 100 into 2 divided by 100 into 25. So rate of interest is equal to 8%. So if it is 8% interest, it can double itself. So your next question is, a sum of money lent out at compound interest at a certain rate per annum itself in 5 years. Find how many years will that money become 8 times of itself at the same rate of interest per annum. So let the sum of money be 100, rate of interest be R. So the case 1, principal is equal to 100, amount is equal to 200. So it doubles itself, so it becomes 200. T is equal to N is equal to 5 years. So amount is equal to P into 1 plus R divided by 100 to the power of N. So 200 is equal to 100 into 1 plus R divided by 100 to the power of 5. So 200 by 100, which is equal to 1 plus R by 100 to the power of 5. So 2 is equal to 1 plus R by 100 to the power of 5, which is nothing but equation 1. So your case 2 tells, so what does it tell? How many years will the money become 8 times of itself? So 8 times of itself. So principal is equal to 800. So amount is equal to 8p, 8 times. So which is equal to 800. 8 into 100, 800. So amount is equal to principal into 1 plus R divided by 100 to the power of N. So 800 is equal to 100 into 1 plus R by 100 to the power of N. 800 by 100 is equal to 1 plus R divided by 100 to the power of N. So 8 is equal to 800 by 100 is 8 is equal to 1 plus R by 100 to the power of N. So 8 is nothing but 2 cube. So 2 cube it can be written as, which is equal to 1 plus R by 100 to the power of N. So 1 plus R by 100 to the power of 5 to the whole power of cube. So here we have 2 cube. So now what we can do is, in the equation 1, the value of 2 is equal to 1 plus R by 100 to the power of 5. So just implementing that equation to the value of 2. So when we implement, it becomes this to the power of whole cube, which is equal to 1 plus R by 100 to the power of N. So 1 plus R by 100 to the power of 15. 5 3s are 15, which is equal to 1 plus R by 100 to the power of N. N is equal to 15. Therefore, your time period is 15 years. Thank you everyone.